Janay Harding we are very familiar with.
Harding's got a lot of height, a good reach advantage, but she is facing a very good submission fighter. Can she keep this fight on her feet?
Stay right there, Janay. Stay right there. Stay back.
This is Janay Harding against Janay Harding, and she opened up a cut with an elbow. That cut was deemed to be too big for this fight to go on past the first round. She gets a TKO victory.
We are underway. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. Harding in the red gloves, Mokhnatkina in the blue gloves.
I'm just going to say Marina.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much.
Janay in the red gloves, Marina in the blue gloves. Master of Sports in Sambo. This is Marina's first fight outside of Russia and her Bellator debut.
This right here is a big moment in the fight, even though it's new for Janay. Can she keep this fight on her feet? Because she is the better stand-up fighter. And if Marina has to really work hard to try to get her down, that's going to be an advantage for her lasting in this fight.
And when asked about this fight, Josh, that's what Janay said. I believe my striking will be my biggest advantage.
Here's the thing, her striking is her biggest advantage. She hasn't quite figured out how to use her length and her reach with her striking though. She actually does a lot of her best work inside the clinch, the knees, the elbows on the break, things like that. We saw that in her last fight, was able to get the cut and the win with the elbow. That was all close range fighting. Most people try to fight her on the inside because they want to try to get in because she's so tall and long.
Yeah.
Shotokan Karate black belt, Janay Harding. Kiwi, born in New Zealand, fighting out of Sydney, Australia. All of her fights before tonight at 135, or she also fights at 135 tonight. They meet at 145. Marina the same, she's coming off a bantamweight title fight overseas.
That was Marina's only loss. That was in Fight Nights Global.
Yep.
And all of her other fights, she has submitted her opponents. That one went the full 5 rounds, and she lost by decision.
Yeah, majority decision in that one, partner. 6-time Sambo world champion. 9-time Russian national Sambo champion. Her husband is a Sambo and MMA fighter as well.
Good job on the takedown. What she should have done there is try to pull her away from the fence as soon as she could.
That fence is a balance point, but that's exactly what Janay needs to use. Use that balance point, get yourself back to your feet, and make her work very hard from this position.
So if those of you guys don't understand Sambo, what I'm trying to explain to you is that Sambo is not just double legs, big lifts and takedowns, and lateral drops like that. What they are is foot sweeps, foot trips, things along those lines, hip toss. Those are the kind of takedowns like we just saw.
One of the things in watching Marina, she is very good with her leg locks. Good knee bars, good heel hooks, and a very good toe hold.
What I like what she's doing right there is every time Janay tried to get up, she grabbed the leg and lifted it so she couldn't get all the way up to her feet. That also opens up the availability to go ahead and attack the leg locks.
If you see Janay starting to use that shield, you're going to see exactly this. Her going for that leg attack.
This is a position that'll get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you leave yourself exposed.
I do not think that anyone should go after a straight ankle lock in MMA. It's not a good position to be in, especially if you're underneath. You want to switch it to a heel hook, great. But a straight ankle lock is more discomfort and pain than it is damage.
Yeah. If you want to go heel hook, toe holds, anything along knee bars, along those lines, but right now she's going straight ankle lock, and I agree with you 100%. She's leaving herself wide open for shots, especially with Janay Harding being so tall. She's able to reach her still while standing while she's trying to attack the ankle lock and just take full grunt shots. What Janay needs to start doing here is trying to separate the feet, trying to use her free foot, the one that's not being attacked, along her butt, trying to kick and make space to get her foot out.
Marina was trying to switch it to a heel hook, but is not in a position where she's going to make that happen.
She's trying to attack that knee bar now if she can, and she'll probably try to go back to like a heel hook or leg lock again.
But much to both of your guys' points, she's taken a lot of damage in the process.
That's exactly it. And right now, she's got a knee bar. Now she's in a position where she can do damage. That is a tight knee bar, but you can look at Janay. She is not feeling that pressure right now. She's allowing that to go. She should put her foot exactly almost where it's at. Use that foot to pressure off, gain space, and get that knee past that hip junction.
What Marina needs to do is drop her butt down a little bit. Okay, so let loose on the leg a little bit, drop her butt down, and readjust it and snap the leg back.
I would have said she needed to adjust it underneath her armpit to create more leverage.
Man, and Marina really was going after it.
Ready?
Round
Ready?
1 in the books.
Fight.
Set for round 2. Harding in the red and Mokhnatkina in the blue. Both fighters with 4 professional victories. Harding, this is her 3rd Bellator fight. For St. Petersburg, Russia's Marina Mokhnatkina, this is her Bellator debut. Now is where Janay should use that reach, Josh, that you were talking about earlier. Take advantage of every round starting on the feet.
Yeah, I've seen her fight her first 2 fights in Bellator. I thought she just didn't utilize that push kick enough. You know, given her length and her range and how long she is. Right to the clinch, ends up getting taken down.
Marina has a very nice use of that pressure and that lateral drop to get her opponent down on the mat, try to position herself, moves right in the mount. She has a distinct advantage in the ground fighting. It's a matter of, can Janay keep herself from getting in trouble with all the submissions that Marina is good at?
Well, and all 4 of her professional wins have come by submission, all in round number 1. 2 arm bars, an E-bar, and an Achilles lock. We're in round 2 of this one.
She already tried the Achilles lock, and that didn't work for her. She went to the knee bar. It was much tighter. It was close. And you could see as Janay got up at the end of the round, it did damage. When you can't walk normal, it's saying, well, there was a problem there. But Janay needs to be careful with her on the ground. Center yourself up. Take time. Right now, what she has is not going to work in choking out Janay.
But Janay's arm is stuck right there, so it's a really awkward position.
It is awkward, you're right. It's stuck underneath her, it's trapped, and it's in that leg with that crossed guard.
Janay throws punches, trying to loosen up the hold of Marina in this position.
Got her arm free.
Close guard.
She needs to start trying to make space, get her hands off the mat, like we talked about with Sean Bunch. Keep your hands off the mat, keep them either like up around the armpit area or the biceps. Start trying to make space, back out of the guard so you can get back to your feet.
And that's exactly what you're seeing. Her left arm right now is trapped underneath the body of Marina, and it's useless at this point. You've got to create that motion to get that arm back, swing it out, get your arm back up on top.
It's also a lot harder to do when you're not fully sweaty yet, and I know.
After a round, you would think there'd be some sweat going.
They're going to end up back on their feet. And Big John, when you were scouting Marina, you said she is very active off her back. So even when Janay was in top position, she was far from safe.
Well, she was the one that was actually creating the problems for Janay. Janay did nothing on top.
Yeah.
She's in the top position. That's the position that every MMA fighter really wants to be in. But she had no attack at all.
Those are some nasty kicks, Josh. And she shot to the midsection.
She's doing a beautiful job, and I've always liked people that are able to control the legs a little bit, not always get head hunting, not always go head hunting. She did a great job punching to the body. That help opens up the head also later on.
Showed an axe kick for a moment.
That's a trick that I picked up a long time ago from no other than Fedor Emelianenko. His ground and pound was vicious, but not always did he go to the head. He would go to the body.
And jump into the body.
Yes.
Watch for the up kick.
She's got the length, but she's probably better to keep kicking, isn't she, John?
Well, she's doing the right thing, but you've got to not telegraph what you're going to do. Come in looking like you're going to punch and throw that kick down and then bring the punch. You're going to be more successful. She does have the length to stand up there, lean in, and throw a big right hand or left hand.
Good job being able to walk past the guard there.
Yep. Side control for Janay Harding. Final minute of round 2.
And Janay slicing that knee over, going to full
Nicely
mount.
done.
Doesn't have a lot of time, but she could do damage. will do something in the remainder of this fight. Nice.
Good ground and pound. Big shots from Janay Harding. Teeing off with 15 seconds. Still 10 seconds remain. Harding trying to finish this fight right here, right now.
She's trying to defend herself, so that's why the fight's going on.
1-1, 5 minutes remain.
Ready? Fight.
Third and final round. Okay, maybe we won't touch
Maybe we
gloves.
will not touch gloves. There was a language barrier there.
All right, scorecard, Big John. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, scorecard for me, and well, I listened to your advice. That's why, Mike.
Yeah, that's exactly
It's
right.
all right, baby.
Yeah.
Marina looks exhausted.
Yeah.
She looks exhausted.
She is exhausted. You're exactly right. You can see just the movement. I think if Janay is smart, picks her spots, uses good footwork, she can just slowly and systematically tear her apart in this round.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me with Harding's stand-up is that she doesn't ever settle her feet enough to actually get power and pop behind her
Very true.
punch. It almost looks like a sparring match. So, I mean, like, if she sat down on a couple big punches, you see it a little bit like with the Diaz brothers. They pop, 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 and they throw big punches. This is what we're looking for with her. She moves around so much, but she never settles her feet long enough to actually get some power behind it.
One of the things you're seeing with Janay is she's used a lot of good feints, but then she doesn't capitalize on them when the opening is there.
Yeah, that's her. It's part of what she's doing, though. She's bouncing around, and there's no rhyme or reason behind what she's doing. It's almost like she's shadow boxes all the time. She does a lot of shadow boxing, but there's no pop to anything she does. She's just going through the motions, and I see that a little bit in her stand-up. Like you just said right there.
Yep.
She stepped to the right, create the angle, but didn't throw anything.
Didn't throw anything.
24 years old. This is her 8th professional fight. She had 3 amateur fights. So definitely continuing her evolution.
There was just a little bit of a tell on that kick.
I think,
And that's the difference. You know, when
I
you're
think people
watching,
in San Jose saw that.
when you're watching fighters and you see them, the guys like the Koreshkov, when he has no setup and he spins, and you go, oh my God, how did he do that? And then you'll have a fighter that will telegraph everything that's coming their way.
But see, something like that was very nice. She dropped her weight down, stepped to the right, and threw the jab to the body. Nice job. But then she didn't follow up with another right hand over the top or a dragging left hook. Just want to see her do something a little bit more than just the bouncing around and throwing 1s and 2s. She has the potential to do so much more.
Exactly, you're exactly right. She starts to move a little too much, and when you're looking at her movement, sometimes it's just because I want to do it instead of having a function behind it.
She's making this 3rd round a lot closer than it needs to be.
Yeah, and when you look at John's scorecard, and Josh, I'm sure you agree, at 1-1, she wants to be a lot more definitive in the statement she makes here in this final 2 minutes of round 3.
I would think if Janay would do exactly what Josh is talking about, start to set her feet and come straight forward, just like you're seeing right there, she has a chance of doing damage. Now she's into her and got her on the ground. I don't think Marina has enough energy to do anything as far as a submission at this point.
No, but Janay needs to get up, though, to win this round, I think.
Well, not, at this point, you got to have Marina do some type of damage.
Nice job.
Just the takedown is not enough, and that's nice shot going back.
Get up.
She needs to work to get towards her feet. Don't accept that position. Don't accept. Make something happen.
That just comes with more time. I mean, honestly, I gotta tell you, she looks fabulous on the feet. She just needs to work on the MMA sparring portion of it, not the kickboxing portion of it. We've seen it with Joe Schilling. You know, I'm not, in no way am I trying to compare the two in kickboxing. What I'm trying to say though is, you see it though. They're hesitant in certain things. They don't want to get too close. They don't always throw power. Joe talked about it with us in the meetings. You see that a little bit with her. But in this situation, she accepted the guard, which she should have just tried to pump back to her feet.
Yep. Josh, which was exactly the point I was making when I said 24 years old, 8th pro fight, 3 amateur fights. She's learning, and she's learning at the highest level. And some of her setbacks, John, have been to very established mixed martial artists.
No doubt about it. She lost to an amateur fight to Megan Anderson, who's fighting in the UFC. She lost to Jessica Rose Clark, fighting in the UFC. She lost to Arlene Blenko, who fights here in Bellator. Those are her losses, both amateur and pro. And so you look and say she has fought quality opponents throughout her career, even though she's very young.
Final seconds of this fight. They're going to swing to the finish and go the distance. Harding and Mokhnatkina.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go to your judges at cage side. Your first judge, Luis Copian, scores at 29-28. Judge Jackie Dinkin scores at 29-27. Your third and final judge, David Rathgiver, scores at 29-28. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Janay Harding.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.